I recently participated into a dancing event. I do Brazilian Zouk, which is partner dance from Brazil, and it's just beautiful. If you've never seen it, I invite you to watch some videos about it because it's just wonderful. As I was there, I met a lot of new people and I got to share a little bit about my life. And although I'm pretty much an introvert and I usually don't talk in a group, I'm happy to answer questions when people ask me questions about what I've created and who I am. And every time I realized something, that I allowed myself to live an extraordinary life and that not so many people realize that it's possible for themselves too. So I got a lot of people thanking me for sharing how I live my life and inspiring them to go back to their countries and decide to make a change. I'm grateful that I met those people recently because it helped me reflect on the choices that I've made, which led me to create this abundant life where I was actually dancing with my boyfriend at this beautiful event with whom I feel very close. And we've been together for almost 2 years, and then go back to living with my husband by the beach with whom I also created a wonderful life. And I also managed to create a lot of abundance in my life. I'm a millionaire. And I do what I like from the heart. I created courses, books. I'm also an investor. I live abroad. I decided to create so many things the past 10 years for my life. And to not let anything stop me, I asked myself different questions so that I could dare to live a greater life because I knew something else was possible. So today I want to share a few tips so that you can also create an extraordinary life on your own terms, whatever it means to you. Before we dive deep, I'm Anne-Claire Méret. I'm a coach, I'm a writer. I wrote about 12 books. I have online courses and trainings. You can find me easily on social media. I share everything I learned along the way because I want more people to live like me, take a breath, reflect on how they're living their lives, and choose to operate from the heart. And I believe that when we give our best every single day, the universe is always rewarding us with opportunities more beautiful than we can imagine. First ingredient that I want to share with you is about healing your relationship with your past. You cannot change your past, but you can change your relationship to your past. I'm going to give you a personal example. I always felt like I was a mango in an apple tree, that I was so different from my family. Yes, it's another way to say black sheep. Now I realize that actually it's great to create my life, to feel that I'm different and to embrace this uniqueness and to dare to live on my own terms. I also realized that having had the family that I had, with whom I was not very close and with which I still have a lot of challenges, I had to become autonomous at an early age. And this has been very helpful for my present and future. But to be able to realize that, I had to go to therapy and to understand why I was who I was and why I was reactive towards my past and why I couldn't be so creative with my life because I was always in a response because of what happened to me. I had to understand how to reclaim my power from within without giving too much weight to what had happened to me and to decide what to do with it. So I had a training years ago about facilitating forgiveness circles. And the instructor told us that it's crazy how humans are. Because if you get attacked in a dark street, sometimes in the night, if you get stabbed by someone, you're not going to stay in the street and cry and wait for the person who hurt you to come and heal what happened. No, you're going to go to the hospital and you're going to have your wound treated. But when we have emotional wounds, what happens is that we wait, and we just expect someone else to do the repair for us instead of being proactive in doing the repair. So that was very enlightening for me, realizing that I had spent so many years waiting for the people who had hurt me, who couldn't have done better really, because they did their best with the clues that they had at that time, the level of awareness and their own wounds. I realized that I was the only one who could take care of myself. And that's actually a great thing. Healing my past actually meant really showing up for myself, being the adult that I would have needed earlier on. And I believe that true leadership starts from within, and this is where it starts exactly. This is my best key, to no longer repeat my past, but actually create my future. To do that, there are so many ways. You can go to talking therapy, you can go through the body and talking therapy. I really love tools like journaling and EFT that you can do in autonomy. You can do forgiveness exercises. There are so many things available today. Just be curious and just start somewhere, and then you will see that there is another door and another door and another door to open. And if there's one thing that I'm sure is that I'm always going to work on myself so that I feel lighter, and actually that's the truth. If you would have met me 20 years ago, I was so much more heavy, like I was carrying the weight of the world. And step by step, by retrieving part of myself, I understood that yes, it's okay to be happy. We don't heal to be able to handle our trauma. We heal to be able to experience joy and to be able to be creative with our lives. So to live an extraordinary life, you have to let go of your past and start with a blank canvas. Can you do that? Ingredient number 2, learn what truly resonates with you. Beyond the noise, beyond people pleasing, beyond autopilot. Most of us are so conditioned that we don't even realize what's true for us, what's right for us, what feels right inside of us. We confuse what we want and what we should want to fit in. Extraordinary living starts when you ask yourself, what really turns me on? What is actually mine? And what inherited? And actually it's a journey, It takes daily check-in with yourself, feeling it in your body when you want to say yes, when you want to say no, learning how to say no in a proper way that feels right to you so that you can set boundaries and actually say true yeses when you're ready, all in for something. And it's all about following aliveness instead of logic. That leads me to ingredient number 3, which is all about the heart. Everything I do is from the heart. And I believe that if there were more people living from the heart on the planet, we would change everything in like a decade. It wouldn't take so much time. For me, living from the heart is about living from a place of integrity, authenticity. The heart never lies. The heart is so powerful. It's tuned into our intuition, our relationship to source. You can call it God, you can call it the universe, you can use the words that you want. And it's also very much connected to the body, and the body knows. We feel it. When we're out of alignment, everything is harder. And when we're in the heart, everything flows. We're magnetic. We feel like we're living on purpose. We're lit up. So ask yourself on a daily basis, does this expand me? Does this contract me? Am I moving from love or from fear? Am I in my heart? Am I not in my heart? I actually wrote a book called Millionaire from the Heart. This is the first chapter of my book, and I'm gifting it to you for free. You can download it down below this video in PDF or audio. You will find many questions to explore deeper and figure out when you're in your heart, when you're not in your heart, and how you can be a little bit every day more in your heart. Ingredient number 4, detach from what other people say or do. You live for yourself. I know it's not easy, but your freedom starts when their opinion ends. And people's reactions are not your responsibility. When you heal your need to be liked, this is when you can truly be free. And between you and me, you will always be misunderstood anyway, so you might as well be free to create whatever you want to live. You were not born to fit in. You were born to be a creator. Why do you think we've been put on earth? I believe it is to choose what feels right to us, to choose to be creators, to choose to use all the colors available to us in this life, the ones that feel right to us, and to live a life by design. Ingredient number 5, be creative in every area of your life. And not just when you create art, but with everything. With the way you love, with the way you lead, with the way you parent, with the way you dress, with the way you cook, with the way you speak, with the way you serve the world. Creativity to me is not a skill, it's a frequency. And I believe everyone is creative. Every child is creative. But then at some point we meet our inner censors. And those censors, they just prevent us from expressing the fullness of who we are. So can you meet them? Can you go deep inside of you and decide to commit to meeting your censor and see what they have to tell you? What makes them feel unsafe if you say this, if you dress like this, if you create your relationship like that. And then by creating this relationship, without forcing it, without bypassing what they feel, you can decide to free yourself and actually create inner safety so that you can design whatever is right for you. To live an extraordinary life is actually to say, I'll do it my way. Let it be messy, let it be bold, let it be colorful. What helped me do that is actually to surround myself with people who are free thinkers. It helped me a lot to travel and to meet entrepreneurs and more bohemian type of people who actually decided to live their lives in a different way. Being in touch with different culture, with people living more in the moment, expressing their truth. It's been amazing to me. It's been very inspiring. So who do you have around you that embody this level of freedom to express who they are in various ways? And how can you activate those qualities inside of you? Next ingredient is dare to dream big. You have to realize that the universe will meet you at the edge of your imagination. I used to think that I could only succeed so far, compared to how my parents succeeded in their own way. And then I stretched it because I met some coaches and I joined some new environments and I got challenged in various ways. I actually was seeking challenge so that I could stretch myself, expand. And I realized that me playing small was actually not serving anyone and that I didn't have to deserve to dream, that I was meant to create greatness and that I had to embrace it and face it. And actually there is this thing that I really love to ask myself is, who am I accountable to? And I'm accountable to my highest self and to God that I'm going to meet when I'm going to pass on the other side. And when I'm going to be asked, what did you do with the life that I gave you? With your talents, with your purpose? Did you love? Did you create? Who were you when you incarnated on earth? I want to be able to be proud of who I was and what I did. And I don't want to shy away and say, I couldn't do that, because of my neighbors or because of my mom or because of my brother. And I want to be able to be a free thinker and actually have made my choices by myself. I want to be able to say, I was a free thinker and I made my choices by myself from the heart. You are the dream and you get to be bold, you get to be wild, you get to be creative. So go do it. Go be that. And I challenge you to do some journaling and actually write down everything you could be if you weren't afraid to do this or to be that. And expand and see if there were no limit. If you had all the time and all the money in the world, what would you do? Who would you be? And ask yourself regularly those questions because you're going to see it's going to stretch, it's going to evolve, and you're going to discover yourself in various ways. It's super exciting. Last but not least, 7th ingredient. Operate from the future, not from the past. Because what took you there to become who you are today, it's not going to bring you where you want to go. I love to live my life from being her, future me. She knows so much. She has so much wisdom to share with me. Ask yourself, this future version of me who already accomplished what I want to accomplish, what does she want to tell me today? What piece of wisdom does she want to share with me today? How would she speak? What would she choose? How would she dress? Who's by her side? Time is an illusion, and I believe that we can really fold time by connecting with the future version of us who already has so much to offer to us. But we're so connected to the past. We're so much looking behind instead of taking the time to look forward that we miss this important part. And for me, this is part of being a creator, I live in the present moment, having worked on the relationship with the past and continuously doing the work whenever I see my therapist, but I don't think about it all day long, I don't keep repeating past stories. No, I live here in the present moment and I look towards the future because this is where I'm heading. I'm not going there, I'm going there. And sometimes maybe you just need a reminder. So get a coach, get a good friend who will keep you accountable, create a mastermind with a small group of people, and every month check on each other. And remember, an extraordinary life is not created by ticking boxes. It's all about living wide open, by listening deeper, by daring wilder, by loving harder, and by becoming the version of you that was never meant to be normal and live an average life. Be curious about what you're going to discover about yourself and go all in. I wish you the best. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You might also want to share it with friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.